Did y'all see these two Texans trying to invade Haiti? This has been all over my news feed, and I've been loving how this story has played out. First, let me read off some of the stuff I wrote. So, Gavin Weisenburg, 21-year-old from Allen, and Tanner Thompson, 20-year-old from Argyll. So their whole plan was to get on a boat and sail all the way to the island of Gonâve. Is right next to Haiti, and take over that whole area. Murder all the men, take all the women, take all the children, assault all of them, and that was their grand plan. They were gonna pull up just him and they homeboy Tanner, and they were gonna pull up there with their guns, and they just expected all the Haitians to be like, "Oh, my white savior, I've never seen clothes, I've never seen weapons like that. I don't even know what you're doing. You know what? You are our God. You are our God." That was their plan. That was their plan. It always shocks me. How far people are willing to go to take. Not so much to put their own will onto somebody else. The fact that folks could be so dumb and yet so confident in their own abilities without having any real formal training. Because keep in mind, these folks were like, okay, to get this done, our plan is, all right, you go into being a firefighter. I'm going to go into the Air Force. We're going to train, and then we're going to pick up the... What the fuck was that? They fly? Oh, no, that's crazy. I hope y'all can see this. Wow. That's crazy. But their plan was to fly there with their new... First, they wanted to fly. Then, first they wanted to fly, but they didn't really have, like, the knowledge to be able to learn how to do that. And so, yeah. Plan failed. So they're like, you know what? Hey, let's learn how to sail. They're like, okay, let's do it. And they would have got... They weren't really the best at that either, as it kind of showed. And it's interesting because of what ends up happening. The FBI, I think, the FBI or the CIA, they go knock on their door. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, just go ahead. Come on with me. So yeah, let's just go wrap this up. They say, hey, we got y'all. We are going to put y'all in prison. You're going to trial, right? And as it goes, as they're still having this conversation and still going, they realize they kind of left a lot of information out that was very visible and very findable. And that's something that blows me the most. That's really blows me the most about this. Because what do you mean y'all have been talking about this, sending pictures to each other and having a full plan set out in motion before trying to set this whole thing up? You know what? I blame the American school system because of the fact that folks, they picking Haiti out of everywhere to try to invade. You know what they do over there? You know what the Lacans do? Yeah, no sense at all. Because that's literally out of everywhere in the world. That's like top 5 leader people alone. Haiti is forward by slaves revolting. What are we talking about? And as I'm reading the story, one of the things that I find interesting, so not only do they have them on this charge, right? They also have them on a charge of child pictures. If y'all know type of thing. And as I'm thinking to myself, okay, so not only are y'all sick in the head, but y'all were so confident that nothing would come out that y'all not only continued, but then when y'all got caught, y'all don't even have the funds to get not even a real lawyer, a good lawyer. So now that they're getting prosecuted, the main evidence, not so much evidence, but the main arguments, is that the best word? Yeah, let's say argument. The main argument that they're going to be using to try and get off on this one is, well, maybe they just like sailing. Well, there's no proof of them doing anything wrong. And one of the interesting thing about the prosecutions, I think their main plan is going to be like, but what about this? And then like explain this, and then explain this, and then explain this. And you just all happen to be in this same area, and this plan just all happened to like fall into line. Okay. How about this CP? What we talking about? What we talking about? So yeah, because of the fact that you could be this heinous and not rich, this is America. You got to be one of the other, bro. You got to be rich, bro. If you are going to be heinous, you got to be rich. Because if you out here moving like... You didifying all this, you better have didifying amounts of lawyers. Because what are we doing? What are we doing? And I always wonder where people get the type of confidence to be able to enact such heinousy, where your first plan seems to be so quote unquote foolhardy and foolproof that you didn't even like assume, think, didn't even dream anything wrong could have happened from this. So it got to the point of you not only planning sloppily, but having so many loose ends that it seems kind of like a foregone conclusion this was gonna happen. But yeah, no, wild. Because when I was looking at some of the recruiting they were doing, right? And honestly, I really want to hear some of the homeless people that they ended up reaching out to be trying to like make this a thing, because of they were going all over like DC and being like, hey, do you want to like join us? Do you want to like be a part? And I wonder if that's going to be one of the loose ends that the prosecution is going to be able to like really nail them on some stuff. Because if you have not only the smoking gun, but you're able to piece together in such a story-like fashion that even if the conspiracy to take over a small island doesn't stick, I know the other thing will hit them pretty hard. But yeah, that's what I was watching that when it was fun.